there's me, and there's our 4 contestants. We have top left. We have Raphael. Now let me see if I can just get this right over here. Um, Raphael, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, that voice sounds familiar. That wouldn't be Raphael Levy, the Hall of Famer, would it, by any chance? Is that Raphael Levy?
Yes, it is.
Look at that, fantastic. Great to have you on. I'll explain the rules slowly to you in just a minute. Top left, top right on the screen, we have Maxwell. Maxwell Perlman. How are you, Max?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic. Great to have you with us. You are player 2. Raf, you're player number 1. Down the bottom here, we have John. He is player number 3. John, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Great. I can hear you loud and clear. Whereabouts are you from? You sound distinctly American.
Texas.
That distinctly American. That's exactly what Texas stands for, being distinctly American. Great stuff. Whereabouts? Are you from the sane part of Texas, like Austin? Or are you from the insane part of Texas, like not Austin? I'm just
Not
kidding.
Austin.
I'm just kidding.
Far west
Where's
Texas.
home? Far. So what is that? What is your nearest big place?
El Paso.
Okay, I've not been there. I've tried to get to Dallas a few times, and generally been put off by the weather. It seems to snow all the time in Dallas, which is weird because obviously it never snows in Dallas. But there we go. So that's John, who's player 3, and finally waiting patiently for us down the bottom here. Let's go 4 for 4. Nick, are you there?
I'm here.
Fantastic. Where are you from, Nick?
I'm from Toronto.
Ah, fabulous city, very dear to my heart. I finished 33rd at a Grand Prix in Toronto, and I have family there, and I love the Maple Leafs, and just one of my favourite cities on earth. It's a great place. But there will be no bias here on the Undisputed Magic the Gathering Trivia Championship of the World. Now, you are our first 4 contestants. Let me explain what's going to happen. Over the next 16 weeks, we will bring 4 people just like you. Well, I mean, that might be unfortunate, but 4 people who will come on the show, and you will get a maximum of 16 questions. We call them rounds here on the show. On day 1, you will all get asked 8 questions. Each round has a theme. It might be a particular set, or abilities, or cards that have been banned, who knows. But you will all get 1 question on that broad topic. If you get it right, you will get 3 points. Let's say Raf gets his first question right. This will happen, and his score will go up to 3, like that, on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, if you don't get it right, you get no points at all. You have to get 4 out of your first 8 right to advance to day 2 with a 4-4 record. If you can do that, you come back for day 2, you get 8 more questions, 8 more rounds to play, and at the end you will end up with a score. And you will go onto our leaderboard, and over 16 weeks, the other sets of 4 people will try and challenge you and get past you. If you can be in the top 8 after round 16 of the regular season, you will come back for the head-to-heads, the 4 quarterfinals, the 2 semi-finals, and finally in week 23 we will have an Undisputed Magic the Gathering Trivia Champion of the World Season 1. Any questions? Raf, did you understand that? It's a bit like a tournament structure for Magic. I don't know, have you played much Magic at all?
I've played in a couple tournaments, yes. But can you do that in French next time?
Yes.
Okay, merci.
So just so you know, Raf, for the new set for Dragons of Tarkir, there's a new ability. It's called Formidable, and that's French.
Formidable, yes.
Yeah, Formidable. There we are. So, Raf is player 1, Maxwell is player 2, John is player 3, and Nick is player 4. Let's play, for the first time, the Undisputed Magic the Gathering Trivia Championship of the World. And gentlemen, I can tell you that the first round is about Guild Pact. Guild Pact is the topic for round number 1. So, Raphael, player 1, here is your question. Battering Worm is a 7-mana 4/3. How much Bloodthirst does it have? Battering Worm is a 7-mana 4/3. How much Bloodthirst does it have?
I think it's 3.
He thinks it's 3. The answer is 1. No points for Raf. We go to Maxwell. Your question is this. Complete the card name, Nivix, comma, and then there are 4 words. Complete the card name, Nivix, that's Nivix, comma, and then 4 words. What are those 4 words?
wanted to say Gilmage, but there's not. That's one word. I
No.
have no idea.
Okay, it was Airy of the Firemind. Nivik's Airy of the Firemind. Alright, on we go to John, who is player 3. John, I want a colour from you. Which colour of mana is missing from Glint Eye Nephilim? Which colour of mana is missing from Glint Eye Nephilim? 20% chance.
Green.
Oh, it's white. Good try, though. You said one of the colours of magic, which is a good start. And finally, question 4 goes to Nick. What is the power and toughness of Sky Swallower? What is the power and toughness of Sky Swallower?
8-8.
8-8, you are correct. That is the first 3 points. Nick wins his first round and leads by 3. We go to round 2. We're going to start with Maxwell, and round 2 is about Innistrad. Innistrad is round 2. So, Maxwell, your question. If you cast Moan of the Unhallowed, and then cast it with Flashback, how much mana have you spent in total? If you cast Moan of the Unhallowed and then cast it with Flashback, how much mana have you spent in total?
7?
So the 7 was the Flashback, so that's a good try. But unfortunately, there was a 4 for casting the spell in the first place, so it was 11 altogether. So, we move to John, and Maxwell's in an 0-2 hole. John, to avoid the same fate, this Act of Treason variant grants Trample. Name it. This Act of Treason variant grants Trample. Name it.
Thirst for blood.
Oh, now be careful, because you're very close. You got the blood bit. It's something blood. Traitorous blood. Well
Traitorous
done.
blood.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that one. Very good, because it's still in the early rounds. Little bit of leeway. Turned out you played someone who wasn't very good, and they let you take it back. Well done. Okay, so player 4, this is Nick. What is the named ability on Hollowhenge Scavenger? What is the named ability? So I don't get into the business of is it a triggered ability, is it a static ability, is it a keyword ability? It's just, it's an ability, it's got a name, it's on Hollowhenge Scavenger. What is it?
Is it morbid?
It certainly is. Nick is 2 for 2 and setting the pace here in the first week of competition.
No pressure, Ref. No pressure.
So, Raph, here we go. Innistrad, your question is, quote, it comes off as easily as your own skin is the appropriate flavor text for Demon Male Horbuck. Why is it appropriate? The quote is, it comes off as easily as your own skin. It's the appropriate flavor text for Demon Male Horbuck. Why is it appropriate?
Because you sacrifice the creature when it...
Absolutely, yes, because you equip it by sacrificing a creature. 3 points for Raph. That is 2 rounds done. Round number 3, we go to the land of Theros. And Nick, you're up, trying to go 3 for 3. And your question is this. How many cards do you scry with Battle-Wise Valor? How many cards do you scry with Battle-Wise Valor?
Oh god. 2?
Oh, it was 1. Good try, though. So now we move on to John. John, your question is, where is your creature lost if it gets -3/-0 until end of turn? Where is your creature lost if it gets -3/-0 until end of turn?
In a labyrinth.
It certainly is lost in a labyrinth. You go up to 6 points. Well done. Raph Levy, here is your question on Theros. 4 black sorcery, destroy target creature. Its controller loses 2 life. Name the card.
Sip of Hemlock.
Sip of Hemlock is correct. 3 points to Raph. And finally, for this round, Maxwell, we're back to you. How much damage does Shredding Winds deal? How much damage does Shredding Winds deal? You'll
4.
be in heaven if you get this right. Sounds like heaven. It's a clue.
Oh, cheating. 7.
7? You are correct. Well done, Maxwell. Very good. Off the mark. Good job. Excellent. All right, let's move on to round 4. It's Magic 2011. So, John, your question on Magic 2011, what is the power and toughness of Sacred Wolf? Power and toughness of Sacred Wolf.
3-1.
3-1, you are spot on, very good. Next up, Raf, if you cast Nantuko Shade and then pump it 3 times, all on the same turn, how much black mana have you spent in total?
So, say it again. Sorry.
So if you cast Nantuko Shade
Okay, 2.
and then you pump it 3 times, how much
Okay.
black mana have you spent altogether?
5.
That is correct. It's 1 for each activation and it's black to cast. Good. On we go. Maxwell, here's your question. What named ability does Child of Night have? Named
Life.
ability does Child of Night have?
Lifelink?
Correct, it's Lifelink. Very good. And finally for this round, Nick, which set was Giant Growth first printed in? It's in Magic 2011, but where was it first printed?
Alpha?
It was in Alpha. Very good. So right now we have John, Raphael and Nick at 3 and 1 and Maxwell at 2 and 2 at the halfway mark on day 1. So on we go to Mercadian Masks, which is round number 5. And Raph, we begin with you. What is the drawback to Chiron Glider?
It cannot block.
It cannot block is true. Raph advances to 4 and 1. Good stuff. Maxwell, when does Silent Assassin destroy a creature? When does Silent Assassin destroy a creature?
At your end of turn?
No, it isn't. It's a tricky one. It's at the end of combat. It had to be a blocking creature, and then it kills it at the end of combat. All right, on we go to Nick. Your question on Magic 2011, on Mercadian Masks is, what is the alternate casting cost of Delrage, the 6/6 Trample Horror? What's the alternate casting cost of Delrage, 6/6 Trample Horror?
Sacrifice 3 creatures?
Very good. Sacrifice 3 creatures. You are spot on. And John, your question. What type of creature, so what is the creature type of Erithizon? Erithizon.
Horror.
No, it's a beast, so you stay on 9 points right now. Round number 6, we begin with Maxwell, and this is a round all about abilities. So, Maxwell, which set saw the introduction of equipment? Introduction of equipment, what set? Have to hurry you.
Mirrodin?
Is the correct answer. Well done. So you're up to 3 and 2. You're struggling on to get into day 2. I think you can get there. Okay, Nick, what does the ability Absorb do?
It prevents, if you absorb some number, it prevents that much damage whenever the creature would take damage.
Yep, spot on. Yep, it's just preventing damage. I'll absolutely accept that. Well done. Okay, on we go. Question for John. What is the difference between hexproof and shroud? What's the difference between hexproof and shroud?
Can be targeted by the player who owns it.
Correct, you can
Shroud
target your own
is-
hex. Yep, spot on. Yep, that's all I needed. Good job. 3 points to you. You're up to 12 points now. And that takes us to Raf Levy. Raf, in which block did vigilance become a keyword? It was in the game right from the get-go. But when did it first become a keyword? Which block?
Wow. Vigilance. Well, that's a tough one. Had all the others. Vigilance.
Give me a guess.
I would say. I have no idea.
Okay, just
No.
say a block from nowhere.
Time Spiral.
Nope.
That's way too late.
Yeah, it was
Nah.
Kamigawa block. Kamigawa block was when it formalised to become Vigilance. All right, 2 rounds to go on day 1. Raf, John and Nick already into day 2. Maxwell looking to get 1 more win to get 8 more questions. Round 7, boys and girls, is about cycles and about Journey into Nyx. So, Nick, we're going to start with you. Complete this cycle. Aetherios, Keranos, Pharika.
One of them is Crewfix.
Yep, Crewfix is one.
And the other is I don't remember the red one.
Okay, good try.
Not play much during Heroes.
Sure, good try. It's Heroes is the one you're missing. All right, John, your cycle. What is the name of the cycle of rare enchantments with Flash?
Dictate.
It is the Dictates, yes. Puts you up to 15 points. Good job. Raf, here are 3 gold uncommons. Desperate Stand, Nyx Weaver, Storm Chaser Chimera. Name either of the other 2 in that cycle. So Desperate Stand, Nyx Weaver and Storm Chaser Chimera. Name either of the other 2.
No, I don't have it.
Okay, the one I thought you might get was Fleet Feather Cockatrice, and the fairly unusual one is Underworld Coinsmith. So on we go to Maxwell, your question on cycles. Harvest Guard Alcyods, Forgeborn Oreads, and Oakheart Dryads are all part of a cycle that share which ability word?
What was it again?
Harvest Guard Alcyods, Forgeborn Oreads, and Oakheart Dryads, all part of a cycle that share which ability?
Vigilance?
No, it's Constellation.
Oh.
They're all Constellation. Alright, so you're sweating because you need to get this next one right. Okay, so here is round 8, and it is about Pro Tours. So John, we begin with you. To the nearest 50 players, how many competitors played at Pro Tour Atlanta in 1996? To the nearest 50, how many competitors played at PT Atlanta 1996?
300.
No, much, much less. It was 200 is the answer, and in total it was 192. So you will go into day 2 at 5 and 3. Raf, trying to do the same. Which city became the first to host 2 Pro Tours?
Pro Tours counting Worlds or not?
No,
I
not
would
including
say,
Worlds.
I would say New York.
It is not, it's Los Angeles.
Los Angeles? Ah.
Yeah, so Raf makes it in at 4 and 4. Okay, Maxwell, here we go. No pressure. I actually think you'll get this. I really do. Which home of jazz did the Pro Tour visit in 2003? Which home
New
of
Orleans?
New Orleans is correct. Well done. You make it in at 4 and 4. You get to come and draft again on day 2. Good job. All right. And that then leaves Nick to round off day 1 with what block constructed format was Pro Tour Paris 1997?
Urza?
No, it was Mirage block. Mirage block. Okay, so the good news is that everyone made it in, and there's some room for improvement for people who want to come on the show in future weeks. But here we go with day 2. So, Raf, we kick off. Round 9 is about Ice Age. So, the question is, how does Glacial Chasm help you stay alive?
It prevents all the damage.
Yep, it does. It just reduces all damage to 0. You get 3 points for that. Good job. So, Maxwell, what named ability is Staff of the Ages good against? This is hard.
Death Touch?
No, it's Land Walk. The creatures can be blocked as if they don't have Land Walk. Okay, Nick. The 4 black, black, black 4/4 in Ice Age is minion of which character? The 4 black, black, black 4/4 is minion of which character?
Leshrac?
That's a very decent answer. It's not the right one. The answer is Tevesh Zat.
I knew it was one of those two.
Yeah, well, good effort, but no. John, Force Void works exactly like Force Spike, but it costs 1 extra mana. So what bonus do you get for that 1 extra mana?
Draw a card.
Okay, because we're on day 2, the opponents are tougher. Yes, you do draw a card, but when?
At the beginning of your next upkeep.
Yeah, very good. There we go. Got there. Good stuff. All right, round 10 is about 5th Dawn. So, Maxwell, what is the named ability on Abuna's Chant? The named ability on Abuna's Chant.
Flying.
Well, reasonable guess. It's actually Entwine. It's a spell, and it's Entwine. So, Nick, here's yours for 5th Dawn. What happens after Beacon of Destruction deals 5 damage to target creature or player? What happens next?
Shuffle it into its owner's library?
Yeah, it gets shuffled into the library, absolutely. That takes you up to 6 wins. You're at 18 points. John, here's your question. What is the converted mana cost of Paradise Mantle?
0.
It is indeed 0, up to 21 points. Great stuff. And Raf, what is the alternate casting cost on Bringer of the White Dawn?
It's Warburg.
Yep, white, blue, black, red, green. You're absolutely right. 3 points to you. Round 11, on we go. We go to 8th edition next. So 8th edition, Nick, here's your question. What 2 named abilities does Razorfoot Griffin have?
Flying and first strike.
Spot on. You're getting very good at this. That's 21 points for you. John, here's your question. What rarity is Curiosity?
Common.
No, it's uncommon. It was really good. They couldn't make it common. All right, Raf. What happens when Abyssal Spectre damages a player?
He discards a card. He chooses and discards. Abyssal Spectre, right?
Abyssal
He chooses
Spectre,
and discards a
yes.
card.
Yeah, that's right. They
Yeah.
discard a card. Yep, you get 3 points for that. Oh, not 4 points, though. There we go. Maxwell, 50-50, my friend. Is Sever Soul an instant or sorcery? Which? Sever Soul.
Sorcery.
It is a sorcery. Good job, you're up to 15 points. Alright, round 12. Okay, you might need pen and paper for this. I'm going to give you 30 seconds for this each. Because round 12 is the anagram round. And it comes from Fate Reforged. So here's how it works. John, I'm going to give you a card called a Messiah that wholesaled. A Messiah that wholesaled. You have to work out what card from Fate Reforged that anagrams into. A Messiah that wholesaled. I'll come back to you. Raph, yours is a Data Magnet Hard Hat. A Data Magnet Hard Hat.
Hard hat?
Hard hat, like a building manufacturer wears. So what is a Data Magnet Hard Hat turn into? That is a card in Fate Reforged as an anagram. Maxwell, yours is Weak, that's W-E-A-K, Weak Seafaring Omen. Weak Seafaring Omen. What card does that transform into? And finally, Nick, yours is Slums, Yet Society. Slums, Yet Society. What does that turn into in a Fate Reforged anagram? So, John, we have worked our way back to you. Do you have any idea what a Messiah that wholesaled turned into?
I don't.
It is Alessia who smiles at death. She's a Messiah that wholesaled, apparently. So we go to Raf. Raf, do you have any idea about a Data Magnet Hard Hat?
I have absolutely no idea. Maybe a dark. Let's try for this one. For a dark, the green red dragon,
Okay.
which is called
No.
Atarka.
It isn't. It isn't. It is Dagatar the Adamant. A Data Magnet Hard Hat is Dagatar the Adamant. Alright, Maxwell, we come to you. Weak Seafaring Omen. Any ideas?
Silumgar?
No. It is
No.
Fearsome Awakening. Fearsome Awakening. And finally, to be completely defeated by the anagram round, Nick, we're round to you. Slums Yet Society. Any idea?
I've got nothing.
It is Lotus Eye Mystics. So there we are. I'm surprised they didn't call them a Messiah that wholesaled data magnet, hard hat, weak seafaring omen, and slums yet society. But there we are. So 0 points on the anagram Fate Reforged round. Let's get back to something much, much easier with 4 rounds to go. It's the Hall of Fame. This is very bizarre because we're going to ask a Hall of Fame question to a Hall of Famer, Raf Levy, in 2007. Who was ranked highest on the ballot for the Hall of Fame?
So 2007. Oh yeah, I have it. Sky.
It is. It's Kuiper. That's fantastic. I thought these were really hard, but that's very good. Okay, Maxwell, your question. In which year were there more non-Americans than Americans inducted? There were 3 non-Americans opposite 2 Americans in only 1 year. What year was it?
2009?
No, it was 2007. It was V. Moshowitz and Randy Bueller from America, and then Kai Buddha, Tsuyoshi Fujita, and Nikolai Herzog from the rest of the world. Okay, Nick, your question is this. In which year was Patrick Chapin inducted into the Hall of Fame?
2013.
Oh, just one out. It's 2012. And then, John, you, by the luck of the draw, have got a straight true or false. So you're already at 50%. True or false, the 2005 class are all Pro Tour champions. True or false?
False.
It is false because Alan Comer is not a Pro Tour champion, so you get 3 points. You're tied with Raf on 24 points now. 3 rounds to go. Let's go to Cold Snap next. All right, so here we go. Maxwell, this is for you. What is important about the basic lands in Cold Snap boosters?
They're snowlands.
They are snowlands, absolutely. 3 points to you. You get up to 6 wins. You can still go 8-8 and come out with an even record, which is more than most people do at their first Premier Trivia event. Okay, Nick, what happens to Lightning Serpent at the end of turn?
Sacrifice it?
Yep, you sacrifice it. You are up to 8 wins already. Good stuff. What type of creature, John, is Rhymewind Cryomancer? Rhymewind Cryomancer.
A wizard.
Okay, what else? It's a something wizard.
Human.
Yes! Very good! That sounded very precise, like, oh, human, I'll go for that, I guess. But you're spot on. That takes you to 9 wins. Great stuff. And finally, Raf, what 2 named abilities does Adakar Valkyrie have?
Adakar Valkyrie.
Yes.
It has flying
Yes, it does.
and Fro Black.
No, it is vigilance. Flying and vigilance. Alright, so we move on to our penultimate round here. We're going to start with Nick. It is Betrayers of Kamigawa we go to. So, Nick, what did Hokori drink? What did Hokori drink? Say again for me.
Dust?
Yeah, Dust is right. Very good, because he was a Hokori Dust drinker. 3 points for you. John, what legendary creature does Hired Muscle become when it flips?
I don't know.
Okay, the answer is Scar Maker. Raf, what happens to Ogre Recluse whenever a player plays a spell?
It gets control of it.
Okay, Raf, I think you need to just turn your speaker off because you're going round in loops for me.
I don't think it's me.
Okay.
Like I have
maybe
the
not.
same problem.
Okay, but Ogre Recluse, the answer is it gets tapped.
Okay.
Someone has the stream on echoing through their mic. So did one of you switch to speakers? If you did, stop it. Okay, let's see how we go. There we are. That seems to... No, still sort of there. Okay, we're almost there. So, Maxwell, how many tragedies cost 3 black? How many tragedies cost 3 black black?
5.
It is 3. The card was 3 tragedies. Okay, so that means we are down to our last round, and we're going to begin with John. It's Avacyn Restored. John, in which year was Avacyn Restored released?
2012.
You are correct, sir. Well done. That gives you a final total of 30 points, 10 wins, 6 losses. Good job. Over to Raf Levy. Raf, to the nearest 50, how many cards are in Avacyn Restored? To the nearest 50, how many cards are in the set?
Two, 200?
No, it's a bit more than that. The closest answer is 250. There were 244 cards in the set. You finish up on 24 points, 8 and 8. We'll have to see how that goes over the weeks ahead. Maxwell, here we go. This is your last question. Which pact costs 2 and a black? Which pact costs 2 and a black in Avacyn Restored?
Slaughter.
In Avacyn Restored.
I don't know.
It is Unhallowed Pact. So you end up with 6 wins, which is perfectly creditable. 6 wins, 10 losses. And finally, Nick, to go into a virtual tie with John at 10 and 6. What is the converted mana cost of Conjurer's Closet?
5?
It is. Well done. You get to 10 wins and 6 losses. I can tell you that it is in all your interests for the other players to do very well, because unsurprisingly, the tie-break is opponent match win percentage. So right now, Nick and John, you are looking at Raf and Maxwell and each other for how many points the 3 of your opponents got between them, and we'll see how 10 and 6 stacks up as the weeks go by. Hopefully, we can see some of you again later in the series with the top 8. Thanks very much to Maxwell. Thanks to Hall of Famer Raf Levy, to John and to Nick. If John and Nick, if we make sure that Simon Gertzen has your contact details, because if 15 weeks from now 10 and 6 and 8 and 8 is still winning, we'll need you back for the top 8. Guys, thank you so much for being part of the Undisputed Magic the Gathering Trivia Championship of the World, and we will see you again very, very soon on Downtime. Thanks a lot for taking part. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Great stuff. All right. So there we are. That was the Magic the Gathering Trivia Championship of the World, and we are almost done here on Downtime for